Hi, hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pinga, and this is the HR Corner where we talk about everything HR and workplace related. Okay, so let's dive right into it. Today, I want to talk about a subject that I know it's a bit touchy, and a lot of people have mixed feelings when it comes to it. But we are going to talk about it because our girls need to know, our guys need to know what this is all about. Okay, so this is dating in the workplace or relationships in the workplace. Pros and cons. Is this good? Is this something that might affect you or anything like that? So if you're in this position, maybe you're thinking of dating a colleague, or you've are dating one and trying to think of how to navigate that relationship. This is the space for you. Okay, so don't mind my background, it's raining and I thought of just making this video. Okay, so the first thing that I'll talk about is that relationships in the workplace are very tricky. I think we've seen from most of the statistics, roughly an estimate, I can say maybe 70% of them don't work out, whilst 30% of them do work out. And so if we're to err on the side of caution, I would say, if it's not that serious, don't indulge in it, because it becomes very tricky. And depending on the hierarchy, it brings with it a whole lot of, discrimination and just a lot. So for example, I have a friend who was going out with a colleague, and because that person was her manager, it was very difficult for this friend of mine to, when she wanted to break up with him, it was difficult for her to do it because she felt, oh, this is the manager, if I break up with him, what happens? And she didn't want to lose the perks that came with dating him, and she knew that if she broke up with him, of course, we are human beings, some people do react, and sometimes you find that it affects your workplace. Now imagine your boss is not happy with you because you had a lover spat and you have to go to him to report something. Like, how do you think that would work? Like, honestly, I feel like a lot of us don't see it in that way, because it does affect your relationship, your working relationship and your physical relationship. Because imagine if maybe you're talking to a colleague who is male and your boss sees that and then he gets upset. Maybe he starts giving that colleague a cold shoulder because he thinks, oh, this one is after my girlfriend. Like, those dynamics are things that you'd want to just avoid, because if it ends badly, which in most cases it does, some people are petty and they would make your work life very difficult, whether male or female. And also, imagine you break up with someone and you see them on Monday. You break up with them on a Friday, and on Monday you're seeing them in the office. Like, you need to have that space. You need to move. And 9 out of 10, it's hard for you to move on when you keep seeing that person. And then you find that maybe they even start dating your colleague. Imagine the confusion, the hatred, the pettiness. And as ladies, sometimes we do act out, and then you find that you're hating on somebody because they're dating your ex-boyfriend, and it just becomes a whole mess, which is not professional at the end of the day. And so I do encourage people that if you are to date, hopefully it's like a big organization, such that you're on one end and your lover or your man is on another end. That way, at maybe there's some level of balance, and if it does go left, you're still able to work in that environment. Because honestly, 9 out of 10, the workplace, if it's a small workplace, it becomes uncomfortable because you keep seeing your ex there, and so it's just like, no, let's not do that. Yeah, and other than that, we also see a huge spike in your work being affected. Imagine if maybe your boyfriend is not picking up your call, or you had a lover spat on Saturday, your concentration on Monday might not be, there. You want to go and talk to him and sort things out on company time. And so sometimes, that's why people sometimes don't know where to put the balance, because you're like, oh, he's here, he's in the workplace, why can't I go and talk to him and sort this lovers thing out? But you're forgetting that you're on the clock. You're supposed to be working and not doing all these lovers thing of bringing you two back together or sorting out your personal issues on company time. And so this might end up affecting your performance. It might end up affecting how your boss sees you, how your colleagues see you, either male or female. So in my opinion, it's when you are engaging with somebody at the same workplace, I feel like it's important for maybe one of you to move out. Like you have a plan of, oh, we're not going to continue working together at this company for a long period of time, unless maybe it's a family business and all those things. But I feel like it's important to have that distance. Sometimes in relationships, you don't want to talk to your partner, but you're seeing them, they're right next to you at the desk. No, so I feel like if you are going to date somebody in the workplace, let it be something that is serious, might lead to a long-term relationship, or it is marriage. That way it's easy for you guys to navigate your relationship, and you're not going to have all these excess and things moving about in the workplace. And if possible, one of you might need to move so that you maintain that individuality in the workplace, because sometimes you can find that you are truly a hard worker. You're putting in the work, but just because you're dating the boss, people, whenever you get a promotion or a high five or whatever, people would just equate it to, it's because she's dating the boss, or it's because he's dating the boss, and so you don't want your hard work or your qualifications or anything like that to be reduced to it being because you're in a relationship. So this is something that I am going to really encourage my ladies and my gents who are entering the workplace, or those who are already in the workplace and they're thinking of indulging in a relationship. You need to know the pros and the cons, and decide for yourself. If this goes south, how will I handle it? If this goes well, how do I handle it? And how do we, handle ourselves when we're in the workplace? What boundaries are we going to put, so that if you're upset with each other, the whole office should not know what's going on between the two of you, stuff like that. But yeah, you can leave your comments down below if you've had any experience with dating a coworker and how that ended. But yeah, I would really encourage and just retaliate my earlier words. If it's not worth it, if it's not seeming like this person is very serious for something long term, don't indulge in workplace romance. And I think most organizations do have something in place in the workplace where they talk about no dating, or if you are dating, you need to you need to inform the organization. So before you enter the organization, if you're new, read through everything that is there. Read through the policies, ensure that you understand them. If you don't, ask your HR so that they can explain them to you, so that you don't find yourself on the other side of company rules and regulations. But overall, love is a beautiful thing, and you never know where you'd find it. And I know, because we spend a lot of time at our workplace, and so feelings do get developed. But we need to handle them in a way that it's not going to sabotage our career, and it's not going to sabotage what we are trying to build when it comes to our career, our brand, and everything like that. We don't want it to be reduced to a relationship. So that's what I am going to encourage my fellow youths, and also those who are just in the workplace, thinking of getting into a relationship, or just started to work. So yeah, leave a thumbs up and let me know how you found this video. Otherwise, thank you and bye.